Hello everybody, welcome back, good morning. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. As yesterday was a sharp rejection, as was the day before, from that exact area of resistance, which was the candle bodies and a few wicks, and previously this previous over here, the more or less the all-time high. So as far as candle bodies are concerned, we've not made a new all-time high yet. The new all-time high will be granted above 106.3 Wrecked City FM. That's where it's going to come from. So, yeah, the charts are speaking to us. The charts are telling us what the deal is. This is strong. Now, what else could be considered strong? I'd like to think that this exact area of support is considered strong. This 101.8, maybe the wick low. We literally don't want to see wicks any lower than that. Now, this corresponds, if we take away all the noise and thinking about candle bodies, this kind of goes to this body over here, and that wick. So we are around the 101.3 to 800. You know, what? It does hundreds of dollars. I know, we're talking fractions of a percent out here at this stage now. With such large numbers, that's what it's come down to. What's $500 between friends? Nothing. It's nothing, is it? It's nothing. So that's where we're looking for today. Now, when it comes to the trend, which is still in play, the cheeky span hasn't closed inside the price action. It's actually closed ever so slightly above. However, today we do have to get and close above 102,300. Otherwise, we'll have the cancellation of the trend signal. I know the trend signal is not the be all and end all. Now we can wick down here, we can even wick down here and bounce back out. So long as we close basically here or higher, we're talking the Bollinger Band Center as opposed on the daily. We want to close above that 20 or the 21 moving average on the daily to keep this trend alive. Now, as far as the daily is concerned, believe it or not, the uptrend is still alive. I know. It doesn't feel like that to many, but as far as from a technical perspective, the trend is still alive on the daily, and the daily counts for a lot for me. The 4 hourly, technically, the odds are in favour of a bounce around these areas. You could see 99, 700, you could see 106, and obviously we're hoping that it doesn't go any lower than 101.2 Wrecked City FM. But, you know, that was a sharp rejection from the top to the bottom, you know, very quickly. So whether or not sellers give up and we lose these areas, that's when it starts to get really bad. If we lose 99,500, it would be pretty bad. And actually at that stage, you would be looking for a much deeper correction. But we're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet. The 7 Simple held us, actually, even though it's on a downtrend. So, you know, supports are still, you know, there's a lot of supports on a lot of time frames that still give us that edge. That means that the dream is still alive. The dream that's statistically quantified by myself. You know, I don't just sit here and dream. I sit here, chart, and then dream. So I'm only allowed to dream once I have created a risk to reward factor to allow myself to dream. So yeah, the dream's still alive. Now, where should we go next? I know where we're going to go. Ethereum to Bitcoin, that's where we're going to go, because this is something I was looking at yesterday. Again, we're changing the live streams now, so we don't do them on Fridays, we do them on Sundays, and we do them on Wednesdays. So if you want to join in for that, links in the description below. For the Patreon, and I'll see you on Sunday night for an overview of the market leading into the next week. So this, I wouldn't say came out of nowhere, but it's definitely welcomed. We've had a nice bounce. We've been looking at this area down here at 0.029, basically 0.03, which seems to be where we bounced from. It's a round number. It's a Captain Noob Master number. Everyone loves a round number. We love it. He loves it. Everyone loves it. And we've seen a decent response from down in this area previously. We also can see that there was some regular bullish divergence on the money flow index, which was cancelled out. But I don't know why it hasn't registered, but it still does exist. It hasn't registered here. But there is a higher low on the money flow index, a significant higher low on the money flow index, but for some reason it hasn't referenced on the indicator there. But I can see it as clear as day. Lower lows, higher lows. Wham bam, thank you man, we should be looking for a reaction here. Now, even if the reaction just takes us up to, you know, maybe the Bollinger Band Center, it's a 16% move. The 50 exponential death cross retest, 35% move. Full-on death cross retest on exponentials, 62% move. Maybe a full-on death cross retest to the simple moving average, that's a 90% move. Now all of that is possible. It's not probable, but it is possible. We've seen reactions into the Bollinger Band. We've not got that far yet. This is a baby move so far, but it's a move counter to Bitcoin. So Ethereum proving, for some reason, maybe it's the technicals, to be stronger than Bitcoin at this very moment in time. Which, I have to say, is a refreshing change. It might not look like anything to you, but it is to me. That means a lot. Now, let's go back to the 4-hourly. Right. So, a little further up could get rejected here or here. That's a death cross retest. We do have a pump signal in play. That should take us up to the next area of major resistance on the 4-hourly, given that the 4-hourly is where the pump signal was generated from. So pump signal should take us up to at least 0.03307, maybe 3360. That's where it should take us, at least based on that 4-hourly. So a little higher on the 4-hourly for Ethereum to Bitcoin. So that's okay. A little higher is expected. Now the daily's sort of found a bit of a rejection at the moment. It's neither here nor there. It's in between the 20 and the 21. A bit like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's doing it in the form of a downtrend. Ethereum to Bitcoin is doing it in the form of an uptrend. So we want Bitcoin to get support. We also want Ethereum to Bitcoin to get support. So we're selfish. We're looking for supports across the board. Now we did have a regular drive of a bullish divergence on the money flow index here, and again one that hasn't been registered here for some reason. This indicator, I wouldn't say it's broken, but you know, you do need to sort of look at it twice, I think, to recognize what's going on. So we've got bullish divergence on the daily and on the weekly for the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair, which makes me feel like, you know, these are the sort of things that should allow for, I'm going to say it, an alt season, maybe? Oh, I said it. Right, so if we're talking about alt season, we're talking about reaction on the dominance chart as a result of Ethereum's, you know, implied strength to, versus Bitcoin. We should be looking for this to come down. Now it has obviously come down. You know, that's right. So it came down while the market came down. So that you can see the reaction here over the last couple of days. So Bitcoin rejected 2 days ago, and Bitcoin dominance rejected 2 days ago. So it's Ethereum. This is why I focus on Ethereum as an indicator, I suppose, for the entire of the altcoin market, because the effect that it will have, it's like a snowball effect, right? If Ethereum can shift the trajectory on this particular chart, the dominance chart, which it has absolute control over given the size of its market cap, then yeah, that's where alt seasons will start. And it might be the classical type of alt season where top caps like Ethereum and others, as I mean, you know, the others within the top 10 perhaps, maybe even the top 5, but you know, top 10, top 5, they move first. So big old school dinosaur coins move first, because this is how alt seasons were in the olden days. And then it moves into the mid caps, the small caps, the micro caps, the absolutely pitiful caps. You know, that has been a way that alt seasons have moved in the past. This time round, you know, it hasn't really been like that. It would appear this time round that only really the utility seems to work. You had a little bit of meme season. You had some AI season as well, didn't you, at some point? But we've never had it. I can't recall a proper alt season outside of the one that ended 2024. So this was 2023 into 2024. That was a classical alt season where everything generally moved up as one. And who got that? We got it, didn't we? We got it. We got right in at the bottom, and we scaled out successfully, making sure that we were completely out before the consolidation took place all of last year's, well, the majority of last year. So yeah, we nailed that one. And at the moment, like I say, the only clue we've got right now is Ethereum, but it's a decent clue, I would say, and one that I'm banking on because, you know me, you know, I don't need any more Bitcoin, and I certainly won't be buying Bitcoin at these prices. No. Bitcoin is expensive. I bought all my Bitcoin much cheaper than that. Even this cycle, when I was buying Bitcoin at like 21,000, I did think to myself, yeah, this is crazy. Because I remember when that reached a peak, 20,000 back in 2017, 18. you know, the concept of buying that price was crazy, but it would appear that this time round it was effectively close enough to the low. I can't justify buying any more Bitcoin at this stage, but altcoins on the risk to reward basis seem okay, and because they haven't really ran, and you know, I still believe that there is going to be an enormous move in altcoins. That's where the money's going to be made for this year. You know, Bitcoin is certainly not done, but you know, altcoins should do. Well, I say altcoins as a whole, but the altcoins that I have chosen should do pretty well. But the dominance chart isn't reflecting that yet on the daily. Not yet. Only on the daily. On the 4 hourly, yeah, there's a golden cross retest around that magical number, 58.5% dominance. We are looking for this to break down, but we are only hoping for it to break down. This is still a bullish chart, as is the daily, as is the weekly. But the clue, if we're going to find any kind of clue at all, was what I was presenting on the the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair. So recognize what it is that I'm saying here. You know, there is a small amount of evidence. You know, it's like, you know, what's the first evidence of a fire? You know, you can smell it. You know, there's a smell in the air. I can smell smoke. Let's go and have a look for the smoke. If we can see the smoke, okay, there must be a fire somewhere, right? I see the smoke now. All right, there's a fire. Okay, it's obvious now. You know, something's burning. Right? At the moment, I smell smoke. All right, I haven't seen it yet. You know, but I can smell it enough for me to investigate further. Where is it coming from? Is it going to turn into an inferno? This is what I think is going to happen, to be honest. This year, I think there will be a massive blazing inferno of altcoins pumping all over the place. But at the moment, there's just a subtle whiff of smoke, and we do need to alert ourselves to a potential inferno later on. And it's just a clue. It's not a call; it's a clue. But I've made no. I've not hidden from you, have I, by any means at all, my lust for altcoins moving through this year. You know, Bitcoin is great. You know, always have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is epic. But altcoins will be really epic. But will it be today? Don't think so. Will it be next week? Possibly. Will it be this year? Well, almost absolutely. But again, this is just me talking. Remember, I have a rain check. Just reflect on yourself. Just say, look, I'm watching a man on the internet. He's called himself CryptoClick. He doesn't even show a picture of himself. Who is this bloke? Just because he's got an internet connection doesn't mean he knows what's going on. It's true. I don't. I make enough money out of the market to sustain my life, but I am just a bloke. Remember that. So feel free to watch as many other people as possible, or even better, do your own technicals and make your own opinion. Look, if we share the same opinion, brilliant. But don't take my opinion as gospel, because I am just a man with a relatively unstable internet connection, in all fairness. Right, I will leave it with you there. There's not much more to say. Feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with your stepmom or whatever. But just carry on watching and let me know your feedback. And let's hope that what I say does come to fruition, because it does result in up for what would, as far as I'm concerned, up for most things. And so we're all in the same boat here, hoping for the same thing. We're seeing evidence for that, although it's, like I say, just a whiff of smoke at the moment. So we are all in it together, but that's my take on the market. If it differs from yours, that's fine. There is no statistical outcome on a chart that says 100%, so everybody's opinion is absolutely welcome. Right, I'll leave it there then. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.